Hey, what's going on, guys? Sports Fanatics here, your main man, and we are back with another video. Today, we're just going to be going over all of the March Madness games that have happened this weekend. We'll be doing it this time next week as well, once the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 are done, and then obviously after the National Championship as well. So, let's get this started. First of all, we'll just go through the first round real quick. Duke, Zion Williamson dominated, even though they were only up 4 at halftime against North Dakota State. UCF Taco Fall also dominated. Liberty pulled up the upset against Mississippi State. I watched that game. Mississippi State, man, come on now. But Liberty was a pretty good team. You got Virginia Tech. They were up almost the entire game. They were up double digits almost the entire game. Maryland barely won. Belmont made a couple mistakes at the end. I also watched that game. LSU, pretty much like a 5 or 6 point game, or 7 or 8, just around that. During the last 10 minutes of the game, we had Minnesota dominate Louisville. I also saw that game. Along with Michigan State beat Bradley, which was actually surprising that they were actually really close with Bradley until they kind of pulled away at the end. So, looking at the West region, it was Gonzaga, who had an outstanding performance with Rui Hachimura. Baylor made some really tough shots against Syracuse. Syracuse just did not play well. Murray State and John Morant beat up on Marquette. I also watched that game. Man, John Morant, man, he was, like, doing everything, bro. Like, he was running and gunning up the court, making great crisp passes, making shots, making three-pointers. Yeah, that was a very good performance. Florida State beat Vermont. That was also a little too close, I think, for Florida State. As you can see here, how they dominated Murray State in the second round. Buffalo beat up on Arizona State. Texas Tech beat up on Northern Kentucky. Florida surprisingly beat Nevada. I had Nevada winning that. But, man, what a sad season for Nevada. Nevada, you return all your players top, 10, top 5 throughout the first half of the year. Then you started falling, and then you rose back up into the top 10 near the end. And then, obviously, you started just losing. So, then you have Michigan losing to beating Montana, and then you have North Carolina beating Iona. You had Washington beating Utah State. I thought Utah State was going to win that, just because they're not a Power 5, not from a Power 5 conference, and yeah, I thought they were better than Washington. At least their seed said that, and the committee thought that. So, next we had Auburn barely beating New Mexico State. When I mean barely, I mean barely. So, first of all, New Mexico State passes up a wide-open layup to go to overtime. He passes it out for 3. The three-point shooter gets fouled. All you need to do is make 2 and it goes to overtime. Or make 3 and potentially win the game, pretty much. Actually, really, you would have won the game. But, he makes 1 out of 3, misses the last one. Ball goes out of bounds off of Auburn. And then they pass it in, wide open 3, air ball. Come on. So 1 point Auburn lead. Kansas, I thought Northeastern could have pulled up the upset, but obviously that was not the case. Ohio State beat Iowa State, which I also thought was very surprising. Houston, a really good team. Beat Georgia State. Wolford, also a really good team. Underseeded. Gave Kentucky a good game, as you can see over here. Fletcher McGee, man. Now, they played really well against Seton Hall. They looked really good. And Kentucky beat Abilene Christian. So, looking at the South region. Virginia beat Gardner-Webb. Obviously not surprising, except for the fact that Virginia was down 30-16, and it was also down at the half. And then they just dominated in the second half. Oklahoma played really well against Ole Miss. Oregon, one of the hottest teams in the Sweet 16 right now, they could give Virginia a shot right over here. Irvine beat Kansas State. I predicted that as well. Villanova, they were up really the entire game, even though it's a 4-point deficit at the end of the game. I think the St. Mary's played that well, but Villanova was not that good. Purdue, obviously, another Sweet 16 team. And then Iowa made a ton of threes against Cincinnati. Iowa looked really good. Tennessee, another one, like Michigan State over here. A little too close for Tennessee. Now moving on to the round of 32 over here. You had Duke barely beating UCF. Oh my god. I cannot believe that Duke won. First of all, Aubrey Dawkins, man, you gotta make the alley-oop dunk. And there were 2 offensive fouls on Duke on their last possession that should have gone the other way. Like Zion's push off, and on the rebound, RJ Barrett pushed off. So, yeah, UCF played a really good game. Obviously, they had to if they wanted to have any shot against Duke. Taco Fallman, pretty sad that his career's over. BJ Taylor, Aubrey Dawkins could go pro. So, yeah. Virginia Tech beat Liberty. Also, real close right there, but, you know, Liberty's not a bad team. LSU, I also saw that game. I forget who it was. I think it was Waters went down and scored for LSU. Maryland obviously couldn't score in the last 2 seconds. Yeah, LSU looked pretty good. Maryland made a really good comeback down. Second half, they were down 15. Ended up coming all the way back, tying the game at 6-7, and they lost. Michigan State beat up on Minnesota. Gonzaga beat Baylor. Then you had Murray State get dominated by Florida State. Texas Tech dominated Buffalo, which I actually thought Buffalo had a chance in that one. But Texas Tech is really hot right now. Michigan beat Florida by 15. Going over here, you had North Carolina beating Iona. What am I doing? North Carolina beat Washington. No surprise there. Auburn dominated Kansas. Not really dominated, but they were up by double digits. Kansas is not that good. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Yeah, you guys are out second round. So Houston looked pretty good. Ohio State did not look good. If Ohio State would have made some shots, they would have won. So Kentucky beat Wofford. Again, Wofford looked really good, but Kentucky the reason why Wofford lost is because Fletcher McGee did not play well. And then moving on over here, Virginia beat Oklahoma. No surprise. Oregon dominated Irvine. I thought Irvine was going to win that one, but Oregon is again, super hot at this point. Purdue dominated Villanova, no surprise there. And Tennessee. So they were up 25 points late in the first half, and Iowa came all the way back, took it to overtime, and Tennessee would win. That is a good team right there. So, my prediction is that North Carolina is your champion. Right here. And they will meet Duke in the national championship. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. See y'all later.